In late March, we reported on the controversy surrounding lean, finely textured beef. This was after ABC News ran a story questioning the product's safety. The fallout from that story and those that followed was felt across the world of agriculture. And last week, Beef Products Incorporated, a meat processor, filed a $1.2 billion lawsuit against ABC News, alleging it made nearly 200 false and misleading defamatory statements. This week, we discussed that lawsuit with John Bender, a professor in the College of Journalism and Mass Communications here at UNL. John teaches mass media law and has written papers on libel law and the U.S. Supreme Court. We started by asking him about BPI's grounds for the lawsuit.
They're basing this on four different legal bases. First of all, defamation. Secondly, product disparagement. Third element is tortious interference. And finally, violation of the South Dakota Agricultural Product Disparagement Law.
Let's talk about that last one, the Food Disparagement Act. What does that all entail?
Well, the South Dakota law says that if you disparage a perishable agricultural product, then you can be liable for the damages that result from that. The disparagement has to be knowingly false, but and it applies to, as I say, perishable agricultural products, anything that is likely to perish before, well, within a reasonable amount of time. The law doesn't really specify a period of time. It just says it has to be perishable.
Why is the lawsuit against ABC specifically? I mean, it's against ABC and the sources named within the interview itself or within the package, but why only ABC News? Why not the news organizations who picked it up after that?
Well, ABC apparently made a major effort to go into this. Between early March and early April of this year, ABC broadcast a number of pieces about this issue. They also had a lot of material about it on their website, on social media, Twitter, Facebook. So BPI, the plaintiff, Beef Products Incorporated, accumulated a long list of what they consider to be defamatory and disparaging comments from those various things. Also, ABC had first broached this issue about 11 months earlier in a piece by Jamie Oliver on his Food Revolution show.
What's the case that BPI makes here? After this is the lawsuit, how do you go about it if you're BPI?
Well, BPI has to show for defamation that there was defamatory statements that were false and that were made by ABC with the knowledge that they were false, or with what's called reckless disregard, which means that ABC would have had a high degree of awareness of the probable falsity. And that's a very difficult burden for a plaintiff to prove. Nevertheless, BPI has made some allegations that, depending on how the facts develop, on what kind of evidence they have, they might be able to do it. They have a list of materials that they submitted to ABC after the first show that apparently they are claiming ABC did not respond to, did not take into account. They continue to repeat things that BPI insists are false, and if that were to be substantiated by the evidence, then that could be evidence that there was knowledge of falsity on ABC's part.
So they're saying it's basically one-sided and it was absolutely against the industry from the start.
Yes, yes.
What's the case that ABC News makes? What is its defense?
Well, I haven't seen any of their arguments yet, but I know ABC completely denies the lawsuit. They say that what they were reporting was accurate, that it was based on solid sources, and so they, at this point anyway, they're talking about defending this all the way.
What are the chances that it actually goes to court before either being settled or before being thrown out? Normally, cases like this, is that what happens? Normally settlement, or do they usually get to court?
It's not unusual in a libel suit to see what will probably happen is or may well happen, is that ABC will ask for summary judgment. They'll say that there's not enough information here, or that BPI is not able to substantiate its allegations that the publications were made with knowledge of falsity or reckless disregard of falsity. And if ABC can win on that, then the suit would be dismissed. quite often these things are settled out of court, but sometimes they go to trial. And sometimes in these instances, really nobody's a winner, because while the plaintiff might not get any money or all the money they want, the defendant sometimes winds up with its own reputation damaged. I know that happened to CBS many years ago when it was sued by William Westmoreland for what he considered to be a defamatory documentary.
John notes one of the aspects of BPI's lawsuit against ABC News is that its sources weren't credible. They allege one source had been fired by BPI and pursued a personal vendetta against the company since 2001. John says that aspect could help BPI in proving actual malice.